Sometimes life gives you lemons and you fail and you want to give up and you just want to say, no more, I can't do this anymore. I feel like that right now sometimes. Or not sometimes, right now I feel like that. I can't give up. I'm a whole lot farther than where I've started, and I think this car situation has just shown me that yes, I do need a new car, and yes, I do have to find a new job and all these things, and I have to somehow figure out. But I'm not going to let it discourage me. Because at the end of the, we're in Texas. At the end of the day, I'll just get on my horse and I'll travel that way by horseback because that's what people do when their cars break down over here. I think I allow my thoughts to get too jumbled and I start thinking of everything. I try to start thinking of, oh, my things I can't control, things that are way out over where. And then my insecurities creep in. And when I start letting my insecurities creep in, that's when I know I've already lost. That's when I know that this ain't gonna go anywhere and this is not gonna be beneficial to me. And I just wanted to, I had an original video planned for this video, and then this completely took a turn where ended up making this one. I'll probably make the original one on Wednesday. That'll be Wednesday's video. But for anyone who thinks that, okay, things are just, oh man, so great. Everybody's got their own battles. And trust me, I've got personal battles, I've got academic battles, I've got financial battles, and economic, things that I just don't know the answer to. I think you're told, oh man, you're gonna get the answers when you get older. No, you don't. That's why some people look up at the stars and hope for the best, or some people look at your poem, or some people guess by your birthday what your future is gonna be, or when the moon alignment is, whatever, or what. I don't know what things people are doing to try to make sense of all of this. And there is a sense of randomness to all of it, where you just don't know. And it's okay to not know. It's okay to not know. And it's okay to feel confused. It's okay to feel hurt. Because we're not some kind of, we're not God or anything. We're not these people that just, we're not machines. We make lots and lots of mistakes as humans. And even though I'm perfect, I am perfect, I don't make mistakes, but other people make mistakes. And as a part of making mistakes, it comes with insecurities that bubble up, and you just have to deal with them. And while I don't know what's next, I don't even, and it's weird, when I make these videos, sometimes I wonder who this reaches, because this has some international audience. Shout out to my UK brothers, y'all are out there. I know some people from the UK decide to give me their time, which is, thank you so much for that. But I think as I go through my life and as I've started making videos again, I don't know if I'm ever going to look back and say, wow, your boy's got a car in a place that's like an actual consistent place where he can call his own, where I have a sense of control and I don't feel like I'm just going here and this. Because it's one thing to be reactive and it's another thing to be proactive. And going from that transition from reactive to proactive is going to be something that I'm going to remember for the rest of my life, because I know that being in a position where I can execute plans would be great. It would be great to kind of, just, okay, this is what happens next, and then this is what happens next, and then this is what happens next. Because I'm not here to give out some fake optimism, everything's going to be alright. No, I don't know. There's more I really legitimately do not know. And the older I get, the less I know. I become more aware of my ignorance the older I get. I don't become, oh, I've reached enlightenment. Oh my gosh, I have this revelation. Oh, look at me, I am doing. No, that has not happened at all. At least for me. Maybe at 26 I'll have revelation, I'll just see the light. And then I won't need no glasses, won't need no LASIK. I'll just see the light and then everything will be all right. But until that happens, I've got to accept that some things are uncomfortable. Some things go unexpected. Your feelings get hurt. But I can't use that as an excuse to give up. Even though I want to give up, I really do want to give up. I can't tell you how many times I want to, but I know that it's better to at least try. It's better to fail trying than it is to give up, because then what's the whole point? What's the whole point? I know that even if I never succeed, because this isn't about success. This isn't about this channel, life, whatever. Life is not about success. Success is important and success is great. But it's about standing for something and then letting that guide what that is. I can't tell you what you're supposed to do. You know, what I believe is different than what you believe. And now there's some general universal truths we probably, you know, about like goodness and, you know, giving back or whatever and charity. Like these are some universal things I think people generally agree on. But I know that just because sometimes you may be down, it's not the end. And I think of Robin Williams a lot because he definitely was dealing with some darkness, and he made every like he was, you know, he's really funny. He was a really funny guy, and he was just like, oh, this, meow, meow, meow. Like he could do all these things. He was dealing with some darkness, and he took his own life, and that really shook me in middle school. That really shook me when he did that because it made me realize that no, like things are not always what they seem. Like even if somebody's making you laugh, doing all these things that are entertaining, they might have some deep, deep darkness. And I wish I could have reached out. I wish I could have tried my best, but you know, you can't. And I'm guilty of this too. I'm guilty of comparing myself to, oh, my friend's in a relationship. They must be happy. Oh, my friend has more money in their bank account. They must be happy. My friend is traveling. They must be happy. But these are all material things. Happiness is not judged by your material wealth. It really isn't. And happiness is not the end all be all. Because your emotions change. They go up and then they go down and then they go up and then they go down. And that's how emotions go. They go up and down. So trying to base your whole thing on these happiness, that ain't gonna be, that's not how you're supposed to base your emotional being. And when things go unexpected, you just focus on what you have and build from there, because the next year is going to be very telling for me to see whether or not I can do this, whether or not I can succeed, whether or not I can be independent. I will find out. Sometimes I feel like I can't. Most of the times I just want to give up, but I know that at least if maybe I can do something with my life from the darkness and from the depths I've been, from the hospital visit, from all this mental stuff, maybe somebody else can also do their life too, because trust me, there's a lot I gotta learn, there's a lot I gotta do, but I know that if I just keep trying, I'm at least a step closer. Even if I'm still 1,000 steps away, I was a step closer today than I was yesterday. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Thank you for all the new subscribers. And my socials will be linked down below and at the end of this video. We'll see you soon. Thank you so much.